Good afternoon. This is the popper scan for Monday, May 9th for buy sell short. Before I jump into the pop scan, been off for the last couple of days, so I'm going to just go over the major indices real quick. We're looking at the Dow 15-minute chart, and you can see, after that pretty decent sell-off we had last week, we got a nice pop back on Friday on a very good jobs report. And then a little bit of continuation today, thanks to bounce back in commodities and another drop in the dollar. But looking at the 15-minute chart, you can see we're right here at resistance. We actually get a better idea on the daily chart. You can see we could be potentially setting up like we did back in mid-April, where we had that sell-off. We held around the 20-day exponential and then started bouncing back and ended up rallying about 500 points. So let's see if that happens again. Becoming more and more a stock picker's market right now, which has forced a lot of traders to the sidelines. You're starting to see volumes really drop off on a lot of plays. But there are stocks that are moving. You just got to be in the right stock. So hopefully we've got a few nice setups we jumped into today. Oil just whooped last week. What you saw here in oil, especially on Thursday, was essentially a flash crash. Almost a year to the day from the last flash crash we had last year, except this one was in commodities. Big bounce back in oil prices today, $6 pop on oil, but more than likely that is a dead cat bounce. So hopefully, the top is in on oil, and, we can see that money or gas prices start to come down and that money start to flow back into the economy other than into the pockets, really, of the oil companies. But let's jump into some stock plays. Actually, first up, there's a couple, like I said in the chat room, popper scanner, a lot of plays on it, but I went through the scan today and really was very, very biased, very, very picky. And, even though there's 100 plus stocks, I think I've wheedled it down to about 20 decent looking ones, but still in a half position stance right now and still looking to stay at a 70 to 80% cash stance in the market. Also, not that favored of biotech stocks, or not biotech stocks, of penny stocks, especially ones under the 50-cent area, but there are a couple on here that I'll go over briefly. KAD's got a possible bottom here. The indicators are looking pretty decent. RSI has finally broken up over 50, and stochastics are moving upwards, as well as a positive MACD cross. So, could be one that could get a pump over the next day or two. PARD, we tried this one a week ago, but at least it's put in a bottom. 32 cents looks to be rock solid. And, 36 cents looks to be a breakout or a possible buy. You could wait for a break of 38 cents and you could get a 10% or 10 cent upside, which is about 20%. This is a cancer biotech stock, and the cancer biotechs have been doing very, very well, except for the penny ones. That may end up changing if we continue to see these cancer stocks go on a tear. RPC, I hate this stock, but it's on the pop scan, has a decent chart, likes to get pumped every few days or so. Could be one that could get interesting on a break of the 50-day moving average at 43 cents. Another biotech cancer play is BNVI. Can be a very frustrating play. I would probably feel safer buying this stock on a break of 70 cents, even though I'm giving up a lot of upside, instead of buying it at 62 cents, and getting a 10%, or a close over the 65 cent area, 50-day moving average, I might get interested in this one. AGEN, I hate this biotech stock, but it's a cancer play, tends to run very, very well. Last year, this time, over the next few days, when the ASCO momentum was really building last year, this stock ran from 98 cents to 48 cents over the next week time frame. Real breakout on this one is $1, but, it's been pretty stable, really, over the last 3 or 4 months, trading in this really tight range. I think a break or a close above 1, and we could easily see a 15-25% move on this one. Jumped into this one today, 92 cents. Stops at the recent low of 87 cents. RAD has been on the pop scan a couple of times recently. As you can see, we've got a nice cup and handle formation here. 120 would be the breakout and where I would get interested in it. JSDA, we've played this one a few times over the last couple of weeks. A close over the 20-day exponential is a trigger on this one, or a break through the 50-day moving average, you know, at where are we at? 128 here. Definitely one to keep a very close eye on. RNN is slowly becoming one of my favorite little cancer plays. We jumped into more of this one today. Very, very close to a breakout. That break of the 50-day moving average at 130 should set it free. And remember, this stock was trading solidly in the 140s, 150 areas before this financing drop. And actually, you know, the more I think about it, this retrace here was probably the financier shorting ahead of the deal, which is usually what ends up being the case. But nice bottomed action here on this chart, and I think we could do very, very well in this play over the next couple of weeks, especially given the moves we've seen on some of the other cancer bios like OXGN, CYCC, etc., etc. BHH continues to pop onto the pop scan. B2B play, cheap way to play any moves on AKAM. CYTK, you know, possible bottom action on this one. We got stopped out when they did financing there last month, but the chart, especially if we see this momentum in the cancer biotech stocks spread over into the other ones, there's a lot of biotech stocks on the pop scan, and when that happens, I like to pay attention, especially given that traders have been hand-sitting for the most part over the last week or two. Seeing interest in biotech stocks usually means speculative money is eager to get back in the market. LXRX, biotech play, we've played a few times. Breakout would be a close. Right now, probably $1.70, maybe $1.75 is where I'd get interested in this one. Or if we really started to see biotech stocks blow up. LVLT, level 3, could be interesting on a break of 170. We could get a move back up to that recent high up there at 184. NTWK, I actually wish I'd seen this stock on Thursday down at the 150s. I would have been all over it, but a nice big pop over the last 2 days. Going to be interesting to see if this does what the other movers have done recently, where they just continue to run for days. So definitely one to keep an eye on. Maybe some intraday scalps might be forthcoming here. AVII, 188, probably where I would get interested in this one, or be watching for a break of $2. THLD, this is another cancer biotech stock. Trades very annoyingly. Trades like it's got, you know, a bazillion shares outstanding, has shorts on it, but the volume is low. Reminds me a lot of OXGN that did the same sort of thing, and then look what it did over the last week. Went on a 100% move. THLD would be an interesting play, you know, anywhere in the 170s. I actually missed that dip on it this morning. Breakout, you know, could see a similar move like OXGN if the volume comes in and stays. OPWV, close over the 50-day moving average would probably be interesting, or break through 216 is where I'd be eyeing this one. BIOD, again, you know, one to keep on watch for biotech stocks, or if you're looking for, you know, an intraday mover, could get interesting on a break of 220. ACPW, nice retrace on this one over the last week, and, you know, has been bouncing now over the last 3 days. And, you know, the only reason I'm even mentioning this one is chart looks decent, and I'm thinking, you know, we could see a push back up to that 20-day exponential that's up there at 244. This is a stock that loves to bounce back to its 20-day exponential. PPHM, another cancer biotech stock, has really been lagging the peer moves. Stops 220, breakout 20-day exponential 240. We could see 260 to 274 over the next few days. And, this is a stock that when it likes to run, as you can see, a few months ago, this one can really get on a roll once it starts going. And with all these other cancer bios going like CYCC, we were a little patient in this one. We got in a little bit early, and today it went boom. We got to close above the 200-day moving average. And this one also on the pop scan. I don't know why I actually missed it here, but it is also on the pop scan as well. CYCC looks really, really good. We could see a move now. Next target could be a possible move up to the 190 area. So for right now, we're seeing a lot of action in the biotech stocks, specifically the cancer bios. Given that ASCO, the cancer conference is only 3 weeks away. This is usually when we start to see biotech stocks really heat up. So that is a focus for right now. That's it for the pop scan tonight. Any questions? Feel free to send me an email. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the chat room tomorrow. Good night.